see how tonight's stream goes. So, once again, kind of taking a look at MTG Josh's recent lists. One of the ones that I really liked is yet another Dimir list, and this one is Ultimecia Time Sorceress. Now, this list is not unlike either Sephiroth or Garuda. You have a very powerful Dimir Commander that if you get the ultimate to kind of go off, you basically get to take possibly infinite turns if you have one of the blink effects or one of the eternal blink effects, say like Displacer Kitten, etc. So, I mean, there's a lot going on with this deck that I like, but I mean, at its heart, it's a Dimir control deck with a little bit of self-mill and a little bit of reanimation to it. So, it's beyond what you're looking at, you know, anything to disrupt what your opponent has going on. You know, you get to play the annoying Dimir things like Ashiok, Kaito. Basically, you're just trying to cycle through your deck, keep the board under control, and then take some extra turns with Ultimecia, or find some other way to win a game like control decks are apt to do. We'll get into the individual cards as we go along, but, I mean, obviously this is a Dimir control deck, so. That said, let us see what kind of nonsense we can get into tonight. Apologies for not streaming last week. Unfortunately, work was a bit of a drag, so obviously we did a Tully a couple weeks ago. Time Wizard, this deck is pretty sweet. Once again, all credit to MTG Josh for his excellent deck lists. You know, obviously there's a lot of great Brawl commanders, whether it's or Brawl content creators like MTG Josh, CGB obviously does some work, etc. So, Fibblethip. And if you happen to hear some screaming in the background, my lovely wife is watching a Denver Broncos game, as she is an avid Broncos fan. So, this hand is interesting. The course counter, draw a card. Yeah, we'll keep this one, because I'm not sure what a Fibblethip can do, but what could a Fibblethip do if a Fibblethip could thip? Okay. Cost our opponent a card there. Don't know if that's the right move to make, but yep. Don't really care if they counter this. Sure. Opponent wasting resources on something we legitimately just don't care about. Could go for our commander here, but I think I'm more apt to just play a bit of a tempo game against our opponent. Take the one. So we could voice crack. We could get the Surveil land here, but I'm more apt to get this Brazen Borrower down. Opponent obviously showing they have some type of counterspell, but go ahead and feed the Swarm here. Not sure why you would Fibbledy-Fip as your commander, but Once again, we have no reason to do anything here. Go ahead and blow a Dark Ritual, see how they do. Obviously, that's utilizing some of our resources to go against their resources, but no fun. Fun. Okay. Do you have another counter spell? You don't. That's interesting. Snapcaster Mage. Not a whole lot in their graveyards, so. Once again, if you hear any weird noises, that would be my lovely wife. Alright, so what do we do here? Don't think Rhystic Study does a whole lot here, so we're just going to jam Ultimecia. Go ahead and put those in the yard. We are a long way off from comboing with Ultimecia, but I also don't know what are they going to do. Bounce it? Nope. Just have Eugene. Eugene. Surveil 2. I think we'll kind of rearrange it like that. Go after both of them after Eugene. It's a very interesting interaction between Whip of Erebos and Ultimecia. Very interesting interaction between Whip of Erebos and Ultimecia. Problem is, I think our opponent with Shore Up's going to be able to use this as a bait. So 1, 2. They have another wash up. We're probably washed up. Alright. You lose the battle of card advantage, you lose the battle period, so... card, but I do wonder if something like Jace Boulder of Mysteries wouldn't be good in this style deck, although I guess, you know, Jace the Mind Sculptor, any of those different cards could certainly be valuable. Alright, Rathalos versus Ultimecia. Rathalos is... Alright, Rathalos is very much a ramp deck. We have a little bit of interaction. Sure, I really want Fading Hope in this spot, but card, then discard card. You have 14 or more cards. Swarm the Swarm. For now, we'll go ahead and speed the Swarm. One has to have another play here. They have Staff of Damnation. Okay. Okay. Sure. Don't care about Ashiok here. We'll play that out. Oracle Medaya. Okay. Go and pitch that for now. Couldn't care less. I'm gonna get in for one here. I don't even know that I care. I'm gonna use this to return target permanent, draw a card, return that. Main reason, obviously, is we're just gonna kind of so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we have how much mana here? We have 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're one short of double spelling that matters here. Let's go ahead and take the opportunity to do that. Sure, opponent gets a Rathalos out. Is that infinite? So annoying. How do we stop this permanently? Critter Hoof. Don't know if that's game. They can recast it here. Okay. So Liliana Death's Majesty. Bring back. Hopefully that can keep us alive long enough. Interesting choice. Mm-hmm. What can I even do here? I think we pressure their life total as much as possible here. Reduce the amount of cards they can effectively draw. No sense in playing that one. It goes to 4. Sure. I mean, this is basically if they take the dang time that this is infinite, but good old Staff of Damnation. Mm-hmm. Cool. Probably should have won that. If they would have clicked right, they would have just gained some life and then drawn the cards, but on Arena, obviously, like Arena and MTGO, it's significantly harder to utilize your infinite abilities. Basically, they had infinite mana. They had the ability to draw their entire deck. They had the ability to gain infinite life. They could have tapped down all of our creatures. They had the win there, but they just got... I think they were just like, oh, I have this infinite combo. My opponent's going to scoop. Oh, no, he didn't. What do I do? Ah! So. Oh, so we're up against Mill. This will be fun. So this is a weird one. Lifelink at the beginning of your end step. Each opponent mills X cards, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. This hand has some things and stuff, so we'll keep it. To get a little lucky. Crabs. I think we're gonna have to kill Mr. Krabs. Ideally, we would love to draw another Island. Go ahead and pen this. Draw and discard some cards. We will discard a Emma's Emmett. Cards are exile that one then. Denick. Countdown begins. Sure. Trigger this, Batman. Probably should have gotten rid of Dark Slick Shores, but... Sure. Okay, we're just gonna jam. Bring both those in the yard. For reals? Hopefully this is not a wrath effect, but I guess we'll find out in a second. That is a very curious card, so I think we'll pitch Damnation for now. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Surveil 2. Okay, so we'll get rid of everything for 2. Kill Hope and play this, get rid of Angry. We're playing a game of Angry Broncos player, our fan. Interesting deck to take a look at. Obviously, we'd like to see a little bit more of what our opponent had going on, but blue-white mill. Alright, so... that explains the Angry Broncos fan. Very close game in the fourth quarter. Vivi, everybody's least favorite Final Fantasy VII card. Got no kill spell, so I think we have to mulligan that one. At least we can kill Vivi, so... Obviously we need to draw a third land for this hand to be particularly good, but do we even just guess we just jam Confounding Conundrum here? Interesting choice of card to have in your VV deck. So I can only assume that's a Spell Pierce. Which one do we jam here? I guess they could have Shore Up or something, so maybe we're supposed to jam. Alright, let's just move on. It's all fun and games till the VV comes out. Funny part is we have yet to do the thing yet with Ultimecia and once again, please pay no attention to the very loud Denver Broncos fan in the background. Nothing. Love you. I'm aware. I'm keeping track for my own self-preservation's sake. Up to one? What? Cast a permanent spell using mana. Up to one other target permanent control becomes a copy of that spell until end of turn. Alright, that's an interesting one. Underworld Sewers. Yeah, we want another land. Go ahead and play Arcane Signet. Good old Ghost Vacuum, huh? Well, it sounded like they were winning. No, I'm not sure what happened. Okay. I'm going to put a Etherize. So apparently... Broncos lose? Yeah, they lost 29-28. Oops. Let's go ahead and play. Opponent's got fish. As much as I enjoy a boring game of control versus control, I think we'll move on to the next match. So we could try to navigate through the graveyard hate and the counter spells and the this, that, and the other thing, but I am definitely not a control versus control mage at heart, so. And then 6 versus Ultimecia. Controls enters. Hopefully they're a fetch land centric deck with a run in 6. Okay, we'll hit the Surveil land. One card I should probably be cognizant of, if I can be, is Blood Moon, or Blood Moon style effects. And our opponent concedes to the anti-fetch land tech. So, as quickly as we lost to the mono blue control deck, we beat the Ren and 6 deck. So, random cards just send random opponents packing sometimes. Just like kind of we struggled against Ghost Vacuum and that kind of stuff. Our opponent struggled against Confounding Conundrum when they're a Ren and 6 deck. Though it doesn't, specifically it doesn't like beat them, but it does definitely slow down their +1 dies or excel if I disturb the one turn on my impermanent. Okay. I'll keep this one. Back streets back, alright. Okay. Keep a land. And they have like Remand or something, Reprieve. Sure. Such an annoying little card. Take a hit for 2. Why this card randomly has flash, I'll never know. Sure. So do us quite a bit of damage. Blue, black, black. Just gonna get my mana. Swarm, kill that. Rona. Journey to Nowhere, sure. Corpse turn for now. Put that in pass. I mean, even if they have a kill spell, it's whatever. Sure. Let's go ahead and jam Ultimecia here. Inspiring Overseer. Interesting card. Okay. It's even down here in my yard. Not a whole lot, honestly. Well, it goes to 9. Surveil. Well, that's kind of annoying. Definitely some weird interactions with this card. Alright. Stay alive long enough. So we go to 4. Both go to the yard. Definitely don't want any of the life loss cards. Shroud's Edict. Okay, how many kill spells do you have? Crying out loud, seriously? So, just go to basic. Cast Ultimecia again. Definitely don't want either of those. Puts us to 1. Attacks. One, two. Why did that not let me? 2, 3, 4, 5. Should have been. The heck? 5, 6, 7. That is so dumb. Okay, whatever. Pretty sure there was enough mana there to use its ultimate ability, but, you know. one more against the Get Frog. So that's fine. We'll keep it. Actually, this hand might be a So turn 1, Accelerator. We're going to go with Birds of Paradise. Are they going to have Delighted Halfling? Maybe Yule Man Elf. Nope. Just turn 1 Survey Land. Wait to see what we need to surveil to. Okay, so they're just doing Farseek. Cool. Go and do that. That could be a way to get back into the game, so I'm not going to discount. Sure. Well, that's exceptionally annoying. Assume they have to take Reanimate here. Maybe they take Overlord. So, take Fetid Pools. Play more Power Stone. Alright, well, between getting our butts kicked by our opponent and the fact that for some reason the internet's having a jolly well good old time, I'm going to go ahead and call this stream here. Not sure what's going on that our whatchamacallit is so bad, but interesting deck. Obviously I'd like to work on it a little bit more, but it is not dissimilar to some decks we've played with Gyruda and Sephiroth, Toxrill kind of style decks. Obviously you retool it a little bit for what your opponents are doing, whether that be you know, you have a little bit more blink effects in your deck, whether that be you play a little bit more to removal. You know, obviously the tricky part about playing a control style deck in Commander or Brawl is gotta have the right answers at the right time, and then you don't run a ton of threats yourself. So, I mean, this deck has a lot of very powerful threats in and of itself. So it's not to say, you know, the last one standing doesn't always win. Part of me wonders if it doesn't need a little bit more in the counterspell / interaction range. Really feel like, nothing against cards like Fading Hope and stuff like this, but I do feel like it's missing, things like Fatal Push, that kind of stuff to keep you alive in the early game. It does have a decent amount of removal, but it does feel like you could do a little bit more to tweak this, obviously towards your preferred playstyle. Black Market Connections never seem to show up in situations where we are in a good life total spot. Maybe I should have mulliganed a little bit more aggressively for some of the things, but this deck is still pretty sweet overall. But as always, if you do like Brawl content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.